Merry Christmas Eve, everyone! And today talking about the world's finest assassin, episode 12. The last episode of the world's finest assassin. Now, here's the thing: notice I'm wearing my "No Game No Life" shirt because we're talking about isekai animes. First of all, let me just say this: the world's finest assassin, being that it's an isekai anime, and some people kind of forgot that it's an isekai anime. We have to remember. There are a lot of great isekais out there. No Game, No Life. Hell, I'll slide one in there. I'll slide another isekai. The Rising of the Shield Hero. The world's I got reincarnated as a slime. Overlord. There's so many isekais in my brain I can't even. There's so much jumble into the scenes. But when I'm talking about isekai animes, oftentimes appears every season in an anime. Every season. Fall, winter, summer, spring, we're going to get an isekai. Now, there are some isekais that could be that for funny purposes, kind of like Konosuba. And there are some isekai that take things way seriously. Shows like there's a lot. But when I look at the world's finest assassin, I gotta say, it's somewhat standard isekai. Like, I would say a C tier at best of an isekai. That's what I'm trying to say. But you gave us an isekai anime and you gave us something to talk about. Now, here's where I stand. You see this? Redo of Healer. I ain't even opened this yet. But look, redo of Healer. The same person that made this, the world's finest assassin, is the same person that did redo of Healer. The Night Show. So, let's get right to it with the review of the world's finest assassin. Now, after all the episodes of Lugh, after all the episodes of him getting reincarnated as an assassin, training his ass to the point when he meets the hero, when he got to kill the hero because the Demon Lord is appearing and the Demon Lord is going to be power. There was questions about the hero that we keep bringing up. Is it a male or female? What's he or she height? What does he or she look like? It's like playing Guess Who. Does your mystery person have a blonde hair? Does your mystery person wear a hat? Does your mystery person wear glasses? There we go. We was all playing Guess Who. That was the question, and it got to the last episode, which ended a cliffhanger, but I might get to that. So, we got to the whole assassination process. Forget that it's assassination. Forget that this episode is an assassination episode. It went from assassination to annihilation. Now, Lugh's defense. Now, Lugh's protecting Daya, and took Daya. Everything was good for the kingdom. Like, the plan was to fake her death and then move on, live with her. But then, no. Leave it up to that Lance guy who, remember previously when the episodes when Maha looked in a reference, there was like an artifact that was still one of the strongest weapons, and there's some berserker guy, not Guts, some crazy soldier, berserk guy, had the power of the lance and shot it like it was nothing. Didn't even shot the biggest body count ever. Just killed the entire army, and then just read it and bring it back out. And then he gonna challenge him to a duel. He's gonna retake that land that Daya has, and he's gonna control it. And he gotta do is kidnap Daya. Okay, that was the concept. Now Lugh challenged him to a duel. A one-on-one duel. No guards. None of his guards. No soldiers, just one-on-one. Now this guy is going crazy. Like that red hair, energetic vibe. You know what it reminds me of the guy from Skate the Infinity. So the thing is, he challenged to a duel, and I understand this is an anime adaptation. It's not even like following the light novel series, because the light novel series is really good. I've been reading the light novel series of the World Finest Assassin. It's really freaking good. Now, we get to the duel with the Berserker here, and I find it funny how they were able to give us not a duel, but a fight. I love how they gave us something to like, what the fuck is this? This ain't a duel. Like, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, you give us something like this? No. And I mean that, and I'm not saying it was stupid, but like, the Lugh plays, he plays the assassin well card, like he knows he's gonna lose against him. But he's like, he pulled off this kind of a light Yagami type. Hear me out. You know how light Yagami plans things like 5, 6, 7 steps ahead of L. Lelouch, same thing. Senku, same thing. So when I saw his plan just went like, okay, he keeps counting down the seconds. He was counting down the seconds real well. He was like, 5, 4. He flipped that coin, and then sooner or later, once it click, boom, a giant ass meat rod from the orbit literally just blasted out and killed him and the entire time. And he ends the entire army. Now, when he first used the cannon, by the way, when he first used his powerful cannon, he thought he would have died. He thought he died, but it actually took a piece of his armor off and still blood coming from his head. So he was like, oh, that blast ain't mean shit. But when the rod came down from the sky to the heavens, kind of like Gurren Lagann, pierced the heavens. As soon as he went down, boom, pierced everything, and he died and then destroyed everybody. He was like, I'm gonna I'm gonna go down with it. And that's what he did. Blood red, all of it. I'm like, wow. And then at the end, he kissed Daya, and it was a good kiss. Now, this is where I kind of I don't know. I was like, is this kiss really, I mean, I understand he loves Daya, that's his fiance, but that's your cousin too. I'm like, on the one hand, fiance, but on the other hand, that's your cousin. And I don't know. It's just, yeah, the kiss was good, but it's like, there's a dimensional side. Half of it is good, half of it is not. And I'm looking at him like, I know you like Daya, but that's your cousin. You know what I mean? I'm trying to picture that, but you get my point. Now, after he saved Daya, even though he was supposed to fake his death, that was a whole mission. This is the first time that he failed his assassination. Like, throughout the years, the old man has always had a task to kill. And he's always done good. He never once failed on the mission to assassinate someone. Now he gets reincarnated, and he failed to assassinate Daya because he loves her and want to be part of the family. Like, it's safe to say that he's not, there are some assassins that you could do and some you can't. So after that, things come back to normal. And now they took Daya in. The only concept in now Daya is now being in as a little sister. Prior to that, her face looked like her mother. The Lugh's mother looks exactly like her, so they won't mistake an identity like, oh, that's your little sister. So if you see the mom and Daya together, they'll be like, oh, that's your little sister, because the height requirement. Even though Daya's is older than Lugh, so picture this. Just imagine Lugh's mother, Lugh, and Daya walking in the streets. You're gonna look at Lugh and say, hey, is that your little sister? That's the first thing you'll see. You see them as a brother and sister. So yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, okay. So now you're looking at, his harem consists of Daya, Tarte, and Maha. Okay, those three. Now, you talk about a cliffhanger. What a cliffhanger this is. I mean, by the way, as it turns, and people not mistaking this, but it was so obvious that Lugh was going to win this fight. Obviously. I mean, it was so obvious why we even, it was, again, rushed battle, but we knew it was coming. But again, and now he realized, that this guy that he just put all his his hard work killing him, he's not the hero. So it gave us a cliffhanger with the hero actually showing up. And I think the goddess had planned this from the beginning. I think the goddess knew that, the one you just fought wasn't the hero all this time. So wrong. She got that scheming look. I think she planned this from the get-go. She's planned this from the get-go. But anyway, the cliffhanger. What a cliffhanger that is. Where we finally introduce the actual, quote, actual hero. And the actual hero was Espana. Now, I'm not good with her name. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's just she. Fun fact though, people mistaken her for a guy. Fun fact though, I'm just letting you know. Fun fact, everybody mistaken her for a guy because the way how she looks, the way how her hair is. It's kind of like looking at Char from Infinite Stratos. And if you watch Infinite Stratos, you know how characters are when they look like guy, but it's actually a girl. That's what it is. Example, Nisekoi. And if you watch Nisekoi, you know that girl with the blue hair, they would be mistaken it for a guy, but it's in actual fact, it's a girl. So again, when we look at this girl, it's a girl. People mistaken it as a guy, but it's actually a girl. So in the light novels, if you're gonna see more about her than anything, her backstory is kind of like explanatory and standardly well, but you get my point. But that's how the cliffhanger ends. So overall, episode 12 was really good. Although it was rushed, it did give us a good cliffhanger to be talking about. Now this is what I'm talking about. World's Finest Assassin overall. After 12 episodes of the World's Finest Assassin, I understand that most episodes were decent. Some pushed to the development. Some moments where we see the goddess planning her ways to kill off the hero every 5 years, with her being dressed up as a teacher, her being a rapper. Okay. And people backstories with Tarte and Maha. Everything was good to that, And now, here's the thing. Is this a good isekai to talk about? Not really. I mean, let's ask ourselves this question. Of all the isekais you've watched, isekai fans, anime fans generally, will this be a good isekai to be talking about every single day? Not really. Because No Game, No Life, Devil's a Part-Timer, Rising of the Shield Hero, hell, Overlord's coming back. I'm naming all these popular isekais because these are the isekais that we're going to be talking about every single time. When I look at the World's Finest Assassin, I don't think it's going to be a show to be talked about unless redo of healer fans like myself were to say, hey, watch World's Finest Assassin because it's the person that made this, the masterpiece show. That's my point. But does this show deserve on a tier list level, A, S to D, I'll say the World's Finest Assassin is probably a C tier at best. A C tier. Because, we want to see him, Lord, doing some assassin kills, but he hasn't done a lot, He hasn't done a lot. Now, another question is does this show deserve a second season? Given that, I'll say slightly yes. I'm not saying obviously less. I'm saying slightly because, again, it's not a big show to be talked about. And the fact that, the rating is good now on my anime list. It's just a 7.6, I think. It's getting there to a point where people are like, okay, this show needs a second season. Isekais right now are getting a second season as we speak. So the World's Finest Assassin needs to have a second season at this point. Now, here's the question is, who's best girl? I'll say Tarte. And if I look at Laura's harem group, and I look at redo of healer, if I look at the healing hero group, who has the better waifu materials, who has the better waifu, I gotta go with Kiryu on this one, the healing hero. I gotta go with the healing hero. I mean, let's look at the healing hero. The healing hero got two sisters, Setsuna, the Demon Lord Eve, and the Sword Woman. Now, come on, that's 5 right there. I look at Laura's team. Laura has Tarte, Daya, and Maha. Now, who will win in a fight? If I look at Assassin's group and I look at the healing group, if I know, given the circumstances right now, because I haven't seen Eve do a lot. But I have to go with the healing hero. I mean, I'm going to go with the assassin group because they're badass, right? They are badass. Badass. To a point where, they brawling as fuck. I got to go with them. I think I got to go with them. I'll go with them. But like I said, World's Finest Assassin overall is a good episode. I mean, good season. I don't know if the season 2 is going to be there, but it's getting there to a point where it's it's right there. I see it. So I give the World's Finest Assassin a 7 out of 10. Well, no, actually a 6. 6.5. Man, I'll put it in the middle. A 6.5 out of 10. Given that we didn't get a lot of things going on. I mean, I get the development and the hero thing. But we all wanted to see the hero and the hero porn in episode 12, so I kind of was waiting for it. But still, I give it a standard 6.5 out of 10. So thank you for watching my final review of the World's Finest Assassin episode 12. I look forward for next year's animes. And when next year's going to be a lot of great animes. Some that's returning, some that we've been waiting for years, and some that I'm actually looking forward to that shows that we're delayed in coming back. So thank you for watching my final review of the World's Finest Assassin. I'll see you next year.